If you don't like the fruit that you see, the results of a situation, you should probably examine the seed that was planted in the first place, because you cannot produce fruit that is different than the seed given. Welcome back, everyone. This is Yelena Talks, my YouTube channel where I take spiritual principles, psychological concepts, and I integrate them in very practical ways. I was originally going to produce, or if I could say, post this video in my exclusive Talk Shop membership. It's a subscription where I help women with their healing journey. And I was going to post this video in the spiritual or kingdom principle sections. But because this is so profound in my life and it's helped me almost like rewire how I understand this and receive remarkable results, I decided to make this public for all. So if you want to see more videos like this, do subscribe to my Talk Shop. Check it out in the link below. But let's continue. When I was working with my first coach, because I believe in the power of like intimate, one-on-one, individualized coaching, mentorship, counseling, all of that. It's always like having someone who can one-on-one work with you will always take you to the furthest, highest level than just me trying to plug it along doing things by myself. I remember when I worked with my first coach, specifically, I was working on the ability to trust myself and go for it in order to experience the results in my life that I want, regardless if it was like church stuff, personal life, business. I was in a place in my life where I was really trying to reconnect with my own feminine design, my intuition, and trusting that the desires of my heart are meant to happen. And one of the things at the time when I just started to work with this amazing coach, she had talked about not, if I could say, not being deceived, that whatever I work, whatever I invest, whatever I put down, I will see the results in due time. And I was just getting frustrated. I'm like, I feel like I've been doing good. I mean, I know the psychology stuff. I've been doing the counseling, the inner work, like the church stuff. I've been doing stuff for such a long time. Like, when will it finally be my turn? Maybe God just forgot about me and he's just skipping past me, because I'm seeing a lot of other people who look like they're pretty blessed and they're married and they have all these different things going for them. What about me? And she quickly reminded me of our first verse that we're going to go into, Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. And the Bible says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot, will not be mocked. What a man reaps what he sows." That's going to be the verse of today that we go into. But later on, if I read the following verses, it says, "The one who sows to please his sinful nature, from that nature will reap destruction. And the one who sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And so anytime, I would read this verse, I would just kind of equate it. Again, I remember reading verses and being like, oh, these are so good. This makes sense. But until someone really dives in and helps me understand it, how it applies to my life specifically, that's when it's life changing. So this part of the Bible talks about you will see the destruction or the reward based on your initial deposits or investments. And so too busy, we as people, humans, our human nature is to get frustrated or pissed off at fruit and blame, like, oh, these apples are rotten, or these apples didn't even grow, or what the heck, like, why am I saying apples? Like, I thought I wanted pears. And it's ridiculous for us to be so hung up on the fruit when it's the seed, the quality of seed that we deposited. So let me use this, a little bit deeper, this example. Of course, it's ridiculous to think that you can get corn out of planting, like, let's say, an apple seed. Okay, that's ridiculous. But what I want to really go into today is when you do good, you reap good, you sow good things, you will see it in the future. Let me give some practical examples. Like, let's say, good stuff and bad stuff. And the reason I want to highlight God cannot be mocked, it's like the law of the universe, basically. Like, you cannot fool God. There's no one that you can fool here. Depending on what you are doing in the beginning, the foundation, the energy that you're starting with in the beginning, that's what you will see the result of. And so I was like, at the time in my life, I was kind of, frustrated and complaining. Like, I feel like I've been trying to be a good woman, figure life out, like, embody who it is that I want to be. I'm working on my character, on kindness, on being more, open and feminine and healthy and all these amazing things. Like, why am I still struggling to attract the mate that I desire? Like, this is ridiculous. Should I just go and like lie and be fake and try to attract ways and just overtly like ridiculous ways? Like, why are other people married? Like, what's going on? And the coach really helped me break down and understand people go through different things, different, if I could say, milestones in different orders. Some people get married first, some people have a booming business, some people have kids first, some people, like, everyone has different milestones that they experience in terms of life. But everyone will have to get to a point where they address inner work and start to look at themselves inside, how they are playing out in certain life dynamics that they're stuck in, or certain things that they don't like, and take personal responsibility to heal. So she's like, Elena, you can get out and get a guy, any guy you want. Like, that's not the problem. You're looking for a very specific type of guy. So you're trying to put in and invest into quality seed that then produces the fruit, the results of that. She's like, here, you can go take some sexy pics and go send that out. And then who are you going to attract? If you are putting out the energy of, let's say, just like leaking out manipulation, that's what it is, the spirit and energy of manipulating men by trying to seduce them via your body, what are you going to get? A plus B equals C. You're going to get a guy who's probably going to be lured in and attracted purely based off of your sexuality. Is that going to sustain a relationship in a healthy way in the long run? No. And so it's ridiculous to see a girl or girls put out, let's say, this, specific energy. I'm not going to even say not pure. It's just, it is what it is. What energy, what seed you're putting out. Do not get frustrated if you ladies, I'm just going to say how it is. Don't get frustrated that you're attracting these like lust boys if all you're doing is putting out lust and trying to attract guys from that, and then hoping they see your heart and care about that. Versus if you put in the quality, yes, you can still be beautiful. No one's talking about that. But like, what's your intent? Are you being honest? Are you being genuine? Are you being kind? And then the more you put that type of energy out and put yourself out, you will attract a man who loves that because he understands and appreciates the fruit. And so actually what happened is I started to work with this coach, and actually literally within weeks and immediately I actually met the guy who I ended up marrying. Has an amazing story, but it was a true testament of do not be mocked. When you do good in due season, you will see the investments and the everything that you've put in and deposited. My coach would say, like, it's not just like you met me and now you have a guy, an amazing guy. She's like, Elena, you have an incredible guy because you have been incredible in the ways that you've taken care of yourself and what you've been able to put out and therefore attract, because you've been doing all the inner work this whole time. And and I remember even talking to other people like who've been married for a while, and some of them are starting to recognize that the things that they didn't do, the inner work, becoming healthy, just things that maybe they were just unaware of or didn't know, well, now they're dealing with it now. Or now their kids are illuminating some of these issues, the things that they didn't work on. Now they're kind of like, they see it, right? And so that's, again, it doesn't matter what milestone, what we hit first, we're all going to have to get to a point where we address the seed based off of the fruit that we don't like, are not happy. And instead of getting mad at the fruit and tearing it down, be encouraged. You can change the seed. And so kind of going back to where, you can't lie. God cannot be mocked. Okay. You can't just like fool him and think that you can again be, manipulative and lie and be dishonest, or just again, like operate out of not pure honesty and love and think that you're going to get something that's good. Like those two don't go together. And so when we think of the seed that produces the exact plant based on the seed, the other Bible verse I wanted to bring up is in the chapter of Luke, or book of Luke, Luke 8, chapter 8, verse 17. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out in the open. So let's connect that verse together. What that means is, again, think of seed. We put a seed and we put it underground and nobody sees it. Let's do something, a tangible example. Let's say you, let's make this like a bad thing. So like, let's say you are starting to cheat your hours at work. No. You're lying about some stuff. I've seen it all the time, right? Whether it's services you've done, the time you've come in, whatever. Like, let's say there's some deceit being practiced and no one sees when you're logged, you wrote in you did 10 hours of work this week or whatever, and in reality you only worked 5. Well, no one might see initially what's going on, but as this plant starts to grow, we will start to see the fruit of that dysfunction. Things aren't piecing together. You said you were here, but like your business credit card says you were over there. That's weird. And then, this is not a Bible verse, but the web we weave when we first practice to deceive, right? That's what happens. Like, wow, now I don't think you're trustworthy anymore. Where else have you lied to me? Okay, can I even believe what you're saying? Do you even care about me? Like, who even are you? Right? And that's what happens when we do things that we think in darkness no one knows until they find out. Same thing for like marriages, relationships. Girls, like my heart goes out to you, but like what are you doing to attract the guy? And if you're doing some shady stuff and attracting shady people, then it only has more of it's more of a reflection of you and your character or lack thereof. And let's put it in a good way. And to the women who are doing the good work, don't grow weary, as the Bible also says. In proper time, you will reap that harvest, which basically means maybe not this year, because there's even like plants in nature, you won't even see them sprout until like a second, third, or whatever season. But do understand when you are doing the investments, when you are doing the good work, and I would say, this is a great time. Sometimes we do invite gardeners, helpers to prune, to clean things up, to teach us if we don't know how to do it. Like that's going to always, I think, accelerate or definitely get you the best results that you want. Having people who are experienced in, let's say growing the specific plant, the specific areas in your life, professional stuff, romantic stuff, children, etc. So you will see it. So anyways, remember, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man, a woman will absolutely reap what she initially sows and invests. Your time, your money, your energy, your attention, your everything. And then the other verse is, for there is nothing hidden that will be not disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be made open eventually. So if you have any questions, reflections, I love when you guys engage in these conversations and drop something in the comments. Do check out my Talk Shop monthly subscription where I really go deep and we really have community conversations about this stuff. And for a member rate, I do offer one-on-one coaching because I do find that really helps women go deep and assess the seed and really diagnose what's going on based on the fruit. But like, subscribe, leave your comments, and I'm very excited to post my next video.